Hi, I'm Sydney, and this is our app PuzzlePeace.
I'm Sharon.
And I'm Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kendall, and our advisor is Dr. Nigel Newbutt. So for an overview of our project, PuzzlePeace is a mobile application and it aims to address challenges in the care of autistic individuals, particularly meltdowns. And so this app would provide a simple, accessible user interface for a caretaker to document those meltdowns and the triggers that led up to it, the behaviors during it, and resolution strategies they tried, and allow them to share each of those instances with other caretakers like teachers or therapists. So by allowing them to more easily track these meltdowns and view trends in the meltdowns over time, they can get a deeper understanding of a child's needs, and ideally, there will be fewer meltdowns over time.
So after going through the UX design process, looking through various videos and community posts from Facebook and Reddit, also creating user personas and user scenarios, this is our first draft of the UI. We have like the first page with the login and the register, a home page, and a new report page, and each person has their own login page. So this is the second draft. I went into more depth with the report, adding sections to it, like customizing the triggers, behaviors, and resolutions for the child. And also each parent and teacher have their own pages as well. Um, so so this is also part of the second draft. I also added the stats and settings options, showing like a calendar and like a line graph. And also includes the PDF export option as well.
All right, and we also translated this to a high fidelity prototype on Figma. So this is our landing page design. We can sign up here, put your email, password, profile name, and then you add your child here. You can put your relation to the child, and then all that extra details. If your child already exists on PuzzlePeace, you can use a code. You can customize your triggers. These are the common triggers, behaviors, and resolutions we wanted to indicate, so you can quickly select them to add to you to make it easier to report them later on. So once you add those settings, simply select your child, and this is the landing page. You can see the previous reports, and you can create a new report down here. Takes you to the different stages. Mark what's before the meltdown with the triggers. During, you can mark with the behaviors, and after with the resolution. And add a note there, and you can submit. You can see it updates here. Finally, the two other tabs are stats and settings. Right now, we're still finalizing the stats components, but so far we have a calendar. You can see the different number of triggers that occurred on each day and a graph of the severity of the triggers. You can also export as a feature. If you want to implement, simply select a time frame, and you can save the files or email to someone. And we have a settings tab. Still working on this, but you can change the profile picture of your child, find a link so other caretakers can share your child on PuzzlePeace, and you can log out here. So yeah, that's how I put out the prototype.
Our software architecture diagram is not too complex. We split up our app into three main features, which is statistics, adding new entries, and settings. And we split it up into front end and back end. Our front end is mainly just using React Native and Expo for rendering. And then for the back end, we'll be writing everything in vanilla JavaScript and operating our database through Firebase. We also will be using a select number of APIs, and that is to be determined further along app development. As for our database structure, we just have three main schemas. These include users, children, and entries, each with their own set of attributes, and these attributes are meant to change as well along further development.
So far for our progress, we've created a comprehensive plan containing our idea for implementation as well as our software architecture. We've created detailed wireframes using Figma that are going to help us when beginning UI and front-end development. And we've also started development by integrating Expo, which is an open source platform using React Native and Firebase for Android and iOS apps. And on the right here, you can see a small demo of our app up and running on iOS with Expo.
So for the individual responsibilities, my task is overseeing the front-end UI design. The plan of development includes like researching more on the designs for those with autism, and also the colors and the layout of the application. We have like a soft green, however, I still want to do more research on that specific color and what other colors match, so it also meets the WCAG. Also looking into React Native and how to implement the design.
So for my responsibilities, I'm going to be creating our login and registration interface with React Native, and specifically, I'm going to be focusing also on Firebase integration within the app with registration and login. And in doing so, I'm going to be referencing Sharon's UI designs for the login and registration interface creation, and I'm going to be working with Jeremy to connect Firebase to that.
So yeah, my task involved, again, working with Cindy to integrate Firebase authentication. I'm also going to look into determining which stats to display and looking into NLP APIs. I plan to do this by, once again, working with Sydney. And I'm going to research meaningful statistics for caretakers, and I'll research the practicality and costs of OpenAI API, which seems like a very promising API we could use.
For my tasks, I'll be implementing analysis and report making in the interface. I'll also be refining the high fidelity concepts for statistics reports, and I'll be revising and maintaining the database structure of the app as we continue development. For my plan for these objectives, I plan to research external React Native data visualization libraries that we can use for reports. I'll also help create subsequent wireframes for these statistics, and I'll be collaborating with Kendall to organize the database structure.
So for my responsibilities, I'll be on the backend team, and so I'll be responsible for creating and organizing that database with Jeremy. And I'll be working on the creation, documentation, testing of those first functions for data insertion and manipulation. And I'll be researching PDF generation for later stage of the development. Thank you.